Hey, Voices from the Bench community, Jennifer Ferguson from Ivoclar here with a quick shout out to all PrograMill PM7 users and those thinking about joining the club. On July 1st, we launched the Ivoclar block module that's powered by intelligent automation that optimizes toolpaths and saves you serious time. I'm talking up to 45% faster milling. You want to know what the best part is? You can try it for free for 90 days. No pressure, no commitment. Do you want in? All you have to do is shoot us a message on Instagram at ivoclar.na, or you can email me at jennifer.ferguson@ivoclar.com, and we'll get you set up.
Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greetings and welcome to episode 381 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
My name's Barbara. So,
Barb?
Yep.
Do you still have all your fingers? Last week you were sparkler happy. And
I was, bro. We had a 5th of July instead of a 4th of July because the 4th of July got rained out. And so I sparkled my you-know-what off and had fun and acted like a cheerleader and did A, B, C, D, E's. Yes. Thank you for remembering that. I do like sparkle.
The whole state of Florida, they basically rained it out and just pushed all the fireworks to the next day? No, it was just Palm Harbor.
It was just physically where I was. It was like a literal downpour. And so they moved it to the next day. It was just fantastic. How about you?
We ended up calling it an early night. Stayed home with the dogs, comforted them during the
I bet you they were freaking out.
The invasion.
Oh yeah.
They don't. Not as much as you would think, but they don't care for it. So.
Yeah.
We just stayed with them and made it a regular night. Nothing special, but yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna get right into this episode because we're super excited.
I know that.
I don't know if a lot of people know, but when we come back from IDS and we have as many conversations as we got, there's really no rhyme or reason to the order of putting them together other than just trying to fill an hour's episode, right? And we also go off of the time we recorded them a little too. Like the first lady we recorded, she was the first one we did, and just kind of played out. We don't play favorites.
Right.
We don't try to showcase anybody above anyone else, but these two gentlemen ended up on the same episode.
Crazy.
And it's so exciting that they're together. They really were a highlight of our show.
Yep.
Not that the other ones weren't amazing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just really kind of cool to sit down with Tillmann for sure. And Björn, you wanted to chat with him, and he had a super cool booth. So yeah, it's just a great twosome.
Yeah, and we tried to connect with Björn Zäuner from Bite Finder for years.
Yes.
I mean, when we were back in Spain last year, we tried to connect. It didn't happen. And then we tried it again in Chicago at Lab Day, and it still didn't happen. But we finally got him away from, as you mentioned, his crazy busy booth.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. He set this thing up. It was just like a bar.
Belly up to the bar.
He served drinks and talked about Bite Finder. I mean, it was really a great concept. But he finally was able to come tell us his story of growing up around labs to eventually opening his own lab and then realizing all the problems that came from mismounted cases.
And how he could fix them.
And that's where Bite Finder comes into play.
You know it.
It's really a great concept, and he'll get into all the details, but the key is that it's free to try. So I don't know why you wouldn't check it out.
True that.
It's really cool.
Yep. The second conversation on this episode is a super sweet treat as we talk to the CEO and one of the founders of the one and only exocad, Tillmann Steinbrecher. So Tillmann tells us the history of exocad, how it started, where the name came from, and why they went with purple. All about the early versions, the early growth, to what they are working on now, and how it all comes from feedback from the users.
So join us as we chat with Björn Zäuner and Tillmann Steinbrecher from the exocad booth at IDS 2025. Voices from the Bench. The interview.
Yes, we finally have the hardest man to get on the
Yeah.
podcast ever.
No.
And it's just it's not that you're reluctant. You're just busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, it's a good or bad thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry.
It's
Because I
you
love
don't
your
need to
podcast.
apologize. No.
I
no.
love it.
I know.
I love your shirt. It says bad bites suck.
Bad bites do suck. We
Love
have
it.
The founder, CEO of Bite Finder?
Yes.
Yeah?
What's your name? How do you pronounce it?
Björn
Bjorn?
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Zäuner.
Say it again.
Zäuner.
Zäuner?
Yeah,
I leaned
it's
in
even
like
worse.
I
I
could. with help.
know.
It's it's the O and the A, but with the two dots.
Yeah. So where are
Love
you
it.
from?
So, okay, funny thing, because Björn is a Swedish name, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But I'm not Swedish. I'm made in Sweden, but born in Germany. So,
Really?
yeah. My parents knew, so they said it has to be a Swedish name.
That's
So
cool.
here I am.
And how the hell did you get into dental?
Yeah,
So-
give us your story.
Yeah.
You don't just start Bite Finder and become like the newest thing in dental all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's so sweet to hear.
Yeah, I'm not lying. I
No.
mean, everyone's like Bite Finder, Bite Finder.
Yeah,
Bite Finder,
honestly.
Bite Finder.
And we
my
talked to
best.
Larry this morning, so that was a good call.
And
And
So
a lot
yeah.
of people are saying, "What is it?"
Yeah.
So let's start back. So
Okay.
how do you get into it?
Yeah, let me give you a story, okay? So I was born in a dental family. My grandma worked in a dental lab. So
Oh, really?
after war, she was doing like basic work, stone models.
Yep.
My work preparation. But that motivated my dad to become a dentist eventually.
Ah,
So I grew up as a toddler running around the clinic. He had a little
Yep.
in-house lab.
So he employed a technician.
Yeah. So we had
Okay.
like 4 or 5 technicians at
Oh,
that
wow.
time, many years ago. So I smelled dental air my whole life.
Yep.
So
it was in your
dental
blood.
DNA. Yeah.
You know
Explains a
it.
lot. Okay.
I think else you have to be crazy to get into
Yes,
dental anyhow.
for sure. Yes, that's a yes. So then,
Yeah. So then I definitely said never dental.
Oh.
After
not a
growing up.
dentist or
Not
no
a dentist,
dental.
No dental. It
Oh,
was too
wow.
much teeth my whole childhood. But eventually I said, what am I good at and what is very complicated? So what I want to study. So I said I want to study psychology. So because I'm good at numbers and technology. So what is really the most complicated thing there is? Humans.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
no
So I
doubt.
said, let's study humans first.
So you went into psychology.
Yeah.
So that helps with a lab because we're all kind of.
Nuts
I wasn't gonna say.
a little bit.
Yeah, but essentially it helps you understand where things come from.
Yeah.
Like it teaches you to ask more questions. So if I go to a lab and see a problem, I say, why are you doing this? What happened? Like same
Yeah.
in psychology. Like you have an
Yeah.
issue. Like did you
That's a
experience
great
something
point.
bad? Right?
Yeah.
How does
Like-
that make you feel?
How does it make you feel to grind on zirconia?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it makes me
Not
feel like I want
great.
to kill somebody.
Not great.
Yeah. Yeah, but getting back to the story, growing up there, not wanting to do this,
Yeah.
checking something else out, I said I listened to so much, and I traveled with my dad through different exhibitions, and I somehow liked it, and then I could connect a few dots, and I said, let's do it. So started with a milling center, and there you only have machines you
So
have
your
to
dad's
maintain.
a dentist.
Yeah.
He's got a lab, and with your dad, you opened a milling center.
No, by myself. But
Oh,
at that
by
time,
yourself.
he sold his clinic by
Wow.
that time.
Oh.
He got more into consulting and industry.
So right off the bat, you're a milling center.
Yeah.
So
Because it was easy. You put a machine, you get files, you put it on a machine.
And
and
did
set
you
it up.
market?
Sorry?
Did you market? Like to customers? Like how did you
No,
get your
it's easy. Just
Huh.
because you know people, you know?
Yeah,
And
guess
just
so.
maintaining one machine is easy.
That's how you opened this whole milling center with one machine.
Yeah.
Are you a center with one machine?
No. It was one machine. At some point, it was 3 or 4 machines.
Yeah,
and then I got
sure.
out of it because I wanted to go more into the vertical. So with a milling center, you don't face all these issues because you get a file, you have to make sure it's milled, and you send it out. If the design is good, if the crown is too high or too low, it's not my
Not
problem.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
It's all in the design.
So I got more into the vertical. So I said, let's do lab work. Let's do more.
So you started accepting work from dentists.
So no, I sold the milling center.
Oh, okay.
And then I went into building a lab, orthodontic lab.
orthodontics.
Wow.
Why?
Why'd you choose ortho?
Yeah.
Because I had issues myself, and it was like the time where
Fascinated you? Like,
You
how
like
did
the
this
bent
do
wire.
this?
like
Yeah.
8,000 euros for having a treatment. It's like
Ah,
I want a piece
we
of
know how printer works. Like we have the software for moving teeth. Let's just do it, and then the
Awesome.
concept is working. I mean, it's not easy per se, but it works, right? So
Yeah.
We started doing that and getting more into complicated orthodontics, like everything around brackets and retainers and everything.
It's a world I don't understand.
Oh yeah, same. We don't talk to a lot of ortho, so yeah.
It's tricky part, right?
Yeah.
It's very manual in many cases. But then, I mean, you see what Align is doing with exocad now, art, right?
Yeah.
That was my next step, right? Getting restorative, because it makes sense to have both out of one hand. Because at some point it makes sense to move a tooth before you place an implant, or
sure, yeah.
have less invasive treatments, all of that.
If you're going to start it, might as well finish it. So you started doing lab work.
Yes. And then, me being more
what were you, 12
business focused.
I was thinking the same
No,
thing.
it
Like,
was
dang, you've
10 years
done
ago,
a lot
yeah.
in a very short
10 years
period.
ago.
Yeah.
You're so young looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 29 now.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
impressive.
Okay, so you started doing lab work.
And then, the bite finder was created by me always asking, like, why do we do this? How can we be more efficient in the lab? At some point you always have to ask, like, why do we have to hire more people? We don't find them, at least not dental technicians per se. You have to train them because there's not
100%.
enough CDTs around there.
Yeah.
So I always ask, like, can we do it differently? And the idea for Bite Finder was born like 5 years ago, where I said, look, my grandma worked in a lab doing stone models. I mean, we're now here, like, we're still doing that same.
Yeah, still doing stone models.
So I thought, can we just scan the 2 impressions and skip the stone model part? But you can, because if you scan 2 impressions, you have 2 jaws like this and no bite.
And no relation.
Exactly.
Bingo.
But have we gotten to the point where we can scan an impression? Because a lot of people complain about the undercuts and the this and that and how
it's
hard
not great.
it is.
It's not great, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not a full process.
Yeah.
But there's ways you can use an IO scanner for that, because you can get better in the undercuts. But it worked to a certain degree that we're lucky, and it helped our process. It helped with turnaround time, faster, no stone models, blah, blah, blah. But then we had an increase in IO scans in the lab. And I was happy at first, but then I also saw an increase in remakes, and an increase in headache, and an increase in everything.
Yep.
It fixed 2 problems,
Yeah,
but
and
created 4 more.
Yeah. I was like, what the
Yeah.
But if you look closer, then you understand the underlying problem.
Yeah.
And it's a bite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bingo.
So then what'd you do?
Bite finder.
Like, explain it
Yeah,
to me, because
So how Bite Finder works is we trained the AI to see what our hands feel. So computer vision is all about seeing. So imagine the technology being able to analyze the anatomy, the morphology, to have wear facades, like what an experienced technician or an experienced dentist would do. Looks at the models, puts them together, and finds that sweet spot.
Yeah, you
MIP.
feel it, you kind of falls into
And it
place.
goes-
And you start
Sometimes.
grinding a little bit on it to get into more intercuspation and all of that. So I think, can we replicate that virtually? Because it's a weird process to get IO scans, print them out, put them together by hand, and rescan it.
Yeah.
What the
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even though the IO scan gets a bite, because that's part of the process, upper, lower, bite, right, left, it's not right?
So first thing, like around 10% of cases in the labs. So we work now with around 7,000 labs and clinics worldwide.
Yeah.
Around 10% of all the cases are like completely out of occlusion. It's either forgot to scan the bite, no time, or it's a mix-up of the software itself. So how it works is you scan one jaw, you scan the other jaw, and then you scan the bite. You mentioned 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Most dentists save the time and just scan 1.
What? You're supposed to do 1 and 2.
That's true, though.
You're also supposed to put your
Good luck.
seatbelt on, and don't eat sugar at night. But that's how humans work, right? Coming back to psychology.
So if you don't do both bites, you're always off.
Yes. Even if you do both bites, it's too many variables to create a consistent and reliable process. Because it's not only the scanner that has to match the single jaw scans to the bite scan, it's also the person who is using the scanner, like the assistant or the dentist.
Yep.
It's the patient as well.
They're never biting,
I told you guys I love your
true,
memes. I love your memes so much. But there's one meme that says, if you tell a patient to bite, this is what they do.
Jaws all off.
They have no idea, and how could they? Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't care, or you don't know, or you don't have time, you just put the thing in, you scan it, whatever they do at that moment, and you send it out to the lab. They will fix it.
Yeah.
Does bite finder know that the bite's not right?
Yeah, so if you put so how it works is you put an upper and lower jaw, you put it in the system, you click the button, and after a few seconds you get a result.
You don't put the bite in that you got.
No.
So it works out where the bite is for you.
It will do what you would do by hand.
Wow. So that's what you said. You figured out how the technicians do it, and then you created it for the software to do it.
Well, I mean, how many times back in the day you
mount
it up with a blue
day,
bite,
every day.
and then after you take it off, you're like,
that's
not
wrong.
Right.
Yep.
And then you're like, let me do it. And then you're like, oh, here it is.
Yes. That's so
you
true.
Found it. This is what it does.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's consistency. Same with articulating two stone models. It's art, right? I mean, there's people who can do it right, but most people do it wrong. And if you give the same two stone models to 5 people, you get 10 different articulations.
That would be an interesting study.
There are a few.
For sure.
But yeah, that's how it works. So step 1 is put in 2 models, upper, lower jaw in the system, click the button, and then you get them into occlusion. That's number 1. And then I said, what's the second annoying thing in my lab? It's average value articulators.
What does that mean?
So the average value
the
articulator.
Ones, sort of.
Almost all of them. But the average value means we guesstimate the crown. Like if I use an average value articulator to design the crown, you get an average crown.
Yeah.
But your values are different than Bob's, right?
Yeah, mine are way higher.
Wow. Yikes.
No, but
I almost went lower, but I decided to play the higher.
That's all right. I'm used to you.
But we don't want average crowns. And by sending out an average crown, the dentist puts it in the patient's mouth, seats it, and then they
grind on it.
How is it?
Yeah.
Not good. Doesn't feel right.
Tap,
so
tap, tap.
chairside adjustments.
25
here we go.
minutes later, very
25
angry
minutes later.
dentist
And that's
and
because
patient.
we use an average articulator?
Yeah, because
what
it's
does that
not
mean?
right.
So
is that those like plastic ones that don't?
No, it's like even if you use a virtual articulator. Let's assume you do the workflow. Let's do it. Design a crown. After designing a crown, you fit it. You check the contacts with the antagonist.
Yep.
And then we use the articulator, the virtual one, to perform some movements
Excursion movements,
remove like what is in the way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
But the human jaw doesn't work like an average value articulator.
It doesn't.
It
not
moves
even
all
close.
over.
Exactly.
It
So
doesn't move left or right. It moves.
Exactly. So we did the
every
same
degree.
thing with finding the occlusion. We taught the technology to simulate the patient's lower jaw movement. So what you would do by hand, same as well, the hand articulator. So experienced technicians and dentists, they would put the models together, they look at the wear and tear, and they move it to figure out how this patient behaves.
Interesting.
And then you replicate that into your final work. So that's why you do try-ins, for example. Send it to the patient, wear it for 12 months, PMMA or wax or whatever.
And then dial it in,
Dial it in, and then you see what happened, and then you replicate that in your final work.
Yeah. Wow.
Huh.
Genius.
But we do all of that with one click. So
Yeah.
we generate all these movements of the patient, and you can use that then as an XML file in exocad, for example. You can load that jaw motion file and apply it on the crown or bridge or splint design to virtually grind what you would otherwise have to do by hand. So either in the lab,
And it would put it into your file.
And so
for
it takes
grinding.
the occlusion and the function
yes,
and wipes everything out so that when you
Yes.
mill or print, it's good to go and you don't have to around with it for a half an hour.
exactly.
Wow.
So the files go
pretty
through
smart.
you and then go into exocad, or do they go to exocad you and back into exocad?
Okay, interesting topic.
Okay.
I want to say something about integrations. So with exocad, it's nice. It's an open platform, and still
Yeah.
it took a while to get it dialed in,
Oh,
right?
sure,
So,
yeah.
but in exocad, you can start your file. You have the byte finder button if you want on the right side.
Oh, you can add a button on
And then you click on the byte finder button. It opens the 2 jaws that are in the project folder. You can do your byte finder thing, and if you save it, it saves it back in the right folder.
nice.
Then you do your design.
Oh, that's
so it's quite
convenient.
nice.
Yeah.
With other softwares, it's not like that.
Yeah.
We're working on more than 50 integrations now, because for
Wow.
me, the most important thing is availability.
50 different softwares? I thought there
That's
was only
intense.
2 or 3.
Pain in the
Yeah, that's intense, man.
We have so many different formats, so many different ways of working, and
Well, like Medit and Blue Sky Bio.
Medit
and
we
all
already
that.
did,
Okay,
right? So you
yeah.
can scan upper lower, you can press the byte finder
I didn't
button.
know
That's
there's that much
nice.
software out there.
Wow.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you're all the talk, all the rage. Seriously.
So what
genius.
What does the structure look like? People pay per case? Or?
Yes. So you can just go on a website and you can create an account. You can play around with it for like 2 weeks. Right?
Oh, for free.
See if you like it, yeah.
It's cool.
Because I want to provide value, right?
Yeah.
And after that, people know the value it can provide. They can talk to us. We can make a joint session together, look at cases, teach them. And then you choose how many cases you need to do in your lab. And then based on that, you pay per use. So it's like a mobile phone contract, either do prepaid or monthly or yearly.
Yeah.
And based on that, you get a price. It's all available online.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So are labs doing like every case through Bite Finder, or are they like?
They probably pick and choose, I bet.
Brilliant question.
Yeah.
So you would think that every lab is the same, but every lab is incredibly different. So we have big labs who do every case, and we have big labs who do like 5 cases a month, like only the worst they could find.
Yeah.
That's
like completely
interesting.
off, like a meter apart.
Like once they realize this is not right, they'll use you rather than just everything.
And then we also have small labs who do every case, and small labs who do only one case a month.
Yeah.
So it really depends on your workflow.
It's all over the place.
Yes. It's not controlled because it's either the problem with us is in the lab, we are very proud that we can do things by hand.
Yeah.
We're craftsmen, and it's fine, but in the end, we produce something that goes into somebody's mouth. So we should all available technology to make it as good as possible.
Yeah, agree.
100%.
And I can't always rely on my one very good technician or QC manager. I mean, you both work in labs,
to do
right?
it accurately.
Yeah.
And
you have one good die trimmer, and they're not there, and now nothing fits.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That shouldn't be the case. You should have one consistent workflow that fits, right? And we see labs who leverage the technology. They do splints, for example, night guards. Before that, they would spend half an hour after milling the night guard, putting it into an articulator, grinding it, because you always have issues at the last moment.
We used to do that, yep.
Then you send it out, and the dentist still is grinding for another half an hour.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
Why exactly?
So the cases you get where people think the bite's already okay, how much change is there to it?
So that's nice because you can see it. So we provide a preview of the result and also like a little report. And then you see contact points before and after.
Yeah.
Like the balance, like do you have more contacts left and right? Because it happens if you do a bite scan on one side only, it's usually like this.
Yeah, sure.
Or if a patient has pain on the right side,
they don't bite.
They don't bite on that side
That's
that hard.
interesting.
Wow.
So it's so tricky to get it right. That's why we need software to assist us. Or they're numb or lying down.
You know how many times we're taking bites on numb patients? I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They don't even know where they're at.
Yes. So that's why we say bad bite sucks and no human is average, right? That's one of our slogans because that's the thing, and we shouldn't use average values for that, right? And that's why we also developed one more thing with XSnap. You heard about it?
What is it now?
XSnap is a 3D printable articulator.
Are they right there?
Yeah, they're right there.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I knew that was
we saw
familiar.
that.
Yeah.
So the thing is, they created the nicest way of doing that. I mean, there's a few things around where you can download and put it.
Prints on your model.
But most of them are just like clip clap.
Yeah,
right?
they're not
They're
great.
not super nice.
Yeah.
They have a nice joint system that's patented and it's really good. But there's two different ways. You have the average values. You can choose like 35 degrees, put it out of the library and attach it to your model. Or you have an XSnap 360.
Oh.
What does that mean? It means we can either load our AI-generated jaw motion or recorded motion from Mojaw, Zebras, SDI Metrics, all of these devices, and use that to create a patient-specific articulator that is printable for every case.
Wow.
So the actual hinge is printed?
Yes.
Specifically for the movements of that patient?
Jaw.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Because we...
That's pretty sweet.
Because it's weird, right? So even if you buy that system, like a recording device, you send it to the lab. Most labs don't know how to use it, but that aside, even if you use it for your design, afterwards you print the two models. The worst thing that I see is using 3D printed models, using gypsum to attach them to an average value articulator dam, and then trying to adjust it with...
Wrong.
Like, oh, that hurts. For me, that hurts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Alexander
Wunchez.
He has made it. Back home. No, I'm just kidding. So that's fascinating. I had no idea there were specific articulator hinges for a patient.
It's amazing. And it gives
That's
you that consistent workflow.
Right.
So what we did with multiple customers is we create an inflow. So imagine you do an IO scan, send it through your lab, on the way, it will be automatically optimized by BiteFinder. We fix the static occlusion. We generate a jaw motion based on the 2 scans. We automatically create a printable model with the 2 hinges attached with where the condylar path is individualized by the jaw motion. So it's 1 click, put it on a printer, here you go.
Yep.
That's all takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just like,
That's why it's going loco and everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are
it's
you
amazing.
growing like crazy?
Yeah,
just
you've
labs
gotta be.
trying it?
Yeah. It's really crazy. So we started 2 years ago. Before that, we used it only internally. And since then, we had more than 7,000 people worldwide from
Good for you.
every country, big and small.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
You still have
crazy.
a lab?
I still have the lab. It's
You just don't have any time.
I just don't have any time, unfortunately. But I'm still loving lab work.
Yeah.
And even if I'm, if it's very busy at some point and some machine is not working and you have to get down to the bench and do it, it brings you back and it helps me realize there's so many more problems to solve.
Yeah.
And that's why we love talking to so many users because they give us so much more pain points and we're happy to solve it. And now we're launching version 4.0, which is essentially allowing us to add more data, like CBCT, face scans, everything to create a more comprehensive virtual patient and have all that testing done in the cloud and not on a real human. Right?
So
Especially if you do
wow.
full large cases, it's
Yeah.
horrible. Like how many appointments you need to get it right.
So these labs that have been using it, have they seen a significant lower of remakes?
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff. So remakes is interesting because our main goal is to reduce remakes and bottlenecks in the digital workflow of labs and clinics.
Yeah.
So the average remake rate is, I would say the external one is around 10%. More tricky is the internal remake rate.
Oh, yeah. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
If it doesn't,
You know
we
that's
don't-
higher.
so
It
no,
should be
ours is like
anyways.
0%.
Wow.
We never remill.
Yep.
Yeah. Shifty eyes. Yeah.
No, but that's the problem. Like
Yeah.
it's only possible because we still have a good margin in everything we do.
Yeah.
To be honest, so we are able to do things twice, especially like in Germany where you get paid by the general insurance.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, really? Yeah. Interesting.
yeah. So they pay for the crown, for example. So
In
there's a lot of
Germany-
room for error, let's say, in
Yeah.
dental still.
Yeah,
other
because you're
industries
still
it's-
getting a higher dollar for the crown.
Because insurance pays you directly?
No, insurance pays for the patient.
And then
The dentist
patient-
orders it from the lab,
Same
and
as
there's
us.
a fixed
Okay.
price.
Yeah.
But it's just much
Yeah.
higher than, like, for example, in the UK by the NHS. Like,
Oh, the
Yeah.
NHS is a yeah.
Or in the United States with
crazy.
the DSOs.
Medicare.
right?
it's
So
Medicare.
it's
$50
very
crown.
tight.
Yeah,
So you get
exactly.
maybe $50 for a
Yeah.
crown. Then it's tight. If you get 200, if you mill it twice,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
better than having an issue with the doctor, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
That's the thing. But coming back to the question, we see labs that could reduce their remake rates by more than 50%.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you want to say how much this service is? You don't have to, but
Oh yeah. So it depends on the volume, but it's something between $2 and $5.
Yeah,
really.
that's not
Yeah.
bad. That's about right. That's the sweet spot.
It's reasonable. So
Yeah.
imagine you get a scan where the bite is completely off. What do you do?
Ask for a new bite.
You're going to redo it at $35.
Yeah, is
or
the dentist
something
happy if you
crazy.
call them to
No.
recall the patient?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
They probably send the scan to another lab.
Mm-hmm.
And what do
I
they
would
do? They would print the models and
invoice
articulate.
them $20 and call it a bad bite scan.
We have people who do that.
I bet.
Yeah. A
I
lot of labs
bet.
charge it.
Fixed
Yeah.
bite.
Yeah.
Charge
Yep.
$20.
Yes.
Or euros or wherever.
We also have
we're
clinics who say, I love this. Dear lab, please use this. I pay for it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's genius.
It's one of our biggest
Get them
issues.
involved. Yep.
If I'm honest, like the biggest value add is in the clinic because they don't have to do that many chairside adjustments. So they can treat more patients, they can send more work.
Yep. Love it.
Do you have clinics like we don't even need to scan a bite anymore?
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Upper, lower, out.
Bite scans.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So 2 years ago you started this.
Yeah. Since
You were
then it's
not
crazy.
here at IDS 2 years ago.
We've been here, but with a small booth.
But now
Very
you're
basic.
a huge booth.
Thank you.
You have grown substantially in 2 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy journey. I'm so happy I have an amazing team who give it all, right?
Yeah.
We still, we don't have the FU money, right?
Yeah.
So
I get it.
we have to do everything: videos, banner designs, wall art.
You don't have a marketing
It's
department?
awesome.
We are the marketing department.
Yeah.
Well, it's working.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Bad bites suck.
great.
It's a
Bad
great
bites
shirt.
do
Yep.
suck.
It's a great shirt. It's people are remembering it.
Thank you.
Like I said, we've had a few people mention it on the podcast.
Yep.
And the socks.
Good luck
I
to
do
you.
still have
yeah,
the socks.
I know.
I
They're
got 'em
awesome.
in Mallorca.
Yep.
Honestly, we now have given away more than 5,000 socks.
Awesome. That's great.
I have a fable for socks. It's my thing.
Your
Your
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
I always
get it.
collect them when I'm around, and it's
Yeah.
Cool.
nothing better than taking on a fresh pair of
Oh,
socks that's never been worn
brand
before.
new socks. I bought a pack just to come on
Love
this trip.
it. That's awesome.
And my team said, like, when I introduced the idea on our weekly call, I was like, we should do socks. And we're like, why should we do socks?
Nobody will
Like,
see them. Yeah.
I said, trust me, you should do socks.
Worked?
That's awesome.
It worked, yeah.
I see it on Instagram. Other people reposting their socks. It's something that no one. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
does T-shirts. Everyone
Yep.
does hats. Blah blah blah. Socks.
Socks are great. Yeah.
Genius.
Love
Yeah.
socks.
So, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
all your success.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
I thank you
too.
guys. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned it to you that part of our onboarding process is listening to your podcast.
That's cool.
We're gonna hire the crazy ones.
Yep.
Because especially when you get people on board like developers,
Yeah.
that don't know dental.
they don't know dental
Yeah.
is
There's a lot of
weird.
content there
Very
now.
weird.
It's
It's unique.
It's unique is a
Yeah.
better word. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm German.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helps you understand how people think because you give room to express yourself. You bring the humor into the memes that have essential truth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That's so
and
true.
we try to solve that. I mean, I hope it doesn't kill the meme thing because
Yeah,
we don't have
solve every problem. I
bad
won't have
problems to
anything.
make fun of. I think there's plenty enough.
I can't make it all positive.
But no, thank you so much for that. I think it's well appreciated from our team to have
No, we
have a
appreciate
good laugh every now and then, and we even plan to maybe put it into our software.
Yeah,
I
you mentioned
told
that.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm super excited for that.
So it's very high computation that we do to get all this
bet.
things done. So it takes a few seconds, and in the meantime, we thought, why don't we educate people or show them something
Yeah.
to laugh at, have a
Yeah.
good time. I mean, in the
Yeah.
end, it's lab technicians mostly, designers who look at it and better
That's
do something
awesome.
fun or something. So we also create a little game.
Oh yeah,
called
like Google when it's down, a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The T-Rex, right?
Yeah, I love
exactly.
that.
So we might include that as well. We have it over at the booth. We call it Artist Shooter. So it's like a little shooting game. We have to shoot articulators.
Oh,
Nice.
We get
I'll
points.
check that out.
But yeah, it's
Nerds.
yeah. It was like, you had time to develop a game. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
I don't know how you do though. That's for sure.
Yeah, but we have the team gives it all. So
That's
a lot of
great.
all-nighters before the show. But I'm so happy to meet you guys here.
Yeah.
You deserve
Thank
all
you.
the
And do
success
this.
you're
Oh
getting,
yeah.
man.
Good luck to you, man.
And
It's awesome.
Bite-finder.com.
Exactly.
All right.
Free 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Let's do
just try it out.
Why
and
wouldn't you
if
try it?
If there's any problem, just reach out to us. Happy to jump on a call,
Awesome.
fix issues.
You personally, you have
Me
time
personally,
for calls?
I'm. If somebody else, like, I'm customer support.
Nice.
Awesome.
Like, I'm just there to. The whole team just loves helping and fixing problems, right? No matter how big or small, we
We don't have any.
need to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
Well, thank you,
Thank
sir. Super
Good
appreciate
job.
you finally
Thank
made
you.
your way over
Thank
you
here.
so much.
I only had
So
to drag
glad.
your over here. But I do appreciate it.
Have a great show too, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Good
thanks
job.
so
I love
much.
you guys.
So this is super exciting.
Yeah.
Barb and I, of course, at IDS 2025 at the exocad booth. I think we have Mr. Exocad here, the CEO.
Hi, Elvis.
Hello.
Good morning.
Tillmann, what's your last name?
Steinbrecher.
Steinbrecher.
It actually means stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker. Did your family were masons or something back in the day, making
well,
building?
probably a couple of centuries ago.
Centuries ago.
Wow.
So Tillmann, we finally get to meet you on this trip, and it's very exciting, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear the story of exocad. Were you the creator of it?
Well, one of the creators.
One of the
So
creators.
Mike, the other co-founder, and I, we started working as young researchers at a research institute in Darmstadt, my home city.
Yeah.
The Fraunhofer Institute for Computer Graphics Research.
And you were like really young, weren't you? Like in
I was in my
early.
late 20s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what? It just came to you one day that you needed to create this? You and your partner?
Well, I was working at that research institute even when I was still a student.
Got it.
But in other projects. And when I finished my studies, I wanted to have a full-time job there. And there was an availability in the dental group. So that's how I actually ended up in dental. And very quickly I became fascinated by the technology in CAD/CAM, because it's really high technology. But you're selling it to people who aren't engineers, but who are clinicians or artisans who are focused on aesthetics, etc.
Yes.
So the big challenge in our industry is to make that super advanced technology accessible in an easy way, so that the users can focus on their special know-how, no matter whether it's aesthetic, whether it's occlusion, whether it's clinical aspects. They shouldn't be distracted by the complexity of the technology. And I think that was, from the beginning on, one of the reasons for our success, that we made the technology very accessible.
You were working and using the other design softwares, and that's when you said to yourself, we can do something a little different, a little better, or how did the whole exocad
Well, you said you went into dental.
Yeah.
So did you have to get like dental school?
No. So I didn't actually use the other products that were available on the market at the time. But at the Fraunhofer, there was already a dental CAD platform, but it was really more of a research platform.
Okay.
There were even customers. But to be fair, we realized quickly that the customers weren't really getting what they wanted. They were getting R&D services, when in reality they wanted a product they could sell.
Yeah.
So we took these whole developments more in a product development direction, and successfully so. Even when we were still at Fraunhofer, we put a successful product on the market. But obviously it's not the business model of a research organization to sell products. So the next obvious step was to create a spin-off company with the support of Fraunhofer, and who were also a shareholder in the first years. So we started with 3 people.
So 3 people from the research said, "Hey, we have something. Let's create a company."
It?
Absolutely. So the entire
Who came up with the name exocad?
Mike and I. So
well, what does it mean?
How?
What is it?
I mean, we wanted CAD in the name because we still are today focused on CAD. So it had to have CAD. It should sound good and be easy to pronounce in different languages. And I suggested exocad, just XO and then CAD, and suggested that to Mike, and he misunderstood it as exocad, and we both liked that much better. So then it became exocad.
Do you remember some of the other names you were thinking about but didn't go with?
Actually, no, not really.
No? Okay.
That was the one.
We looked at different options, but then you always have to look, is the domain available? Can you register the trademark?
Oh, yeah, we know.
So,
yeah. So what was the first version like?
The first version...
obviously, it was a little more basic.
15 years ago, right?
Yeah, so the early adapters here.
The first version, it looked a bit old school, but the functionality was already pretty comprehensive. So
really?
We could do crown bridges.
Yeah.
We had already... almost from the beginning on, we had a virtual articulator and the implant module.
15 years ago you were doing that?
Yeah, 15 years ago, and the implant module was there. We were already working on the bar
15
module.
years.
So,
how do you educate yourself to create all of that when you're brand new in dental?
Always talking to customers.
You had to have researched.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always talking to customers.
Yep.
Yeah. And talking to customers, seeing how they work. Asking lots of questions, getting feedback on what you deliver. When you have a development, get it in the hands of the customer as soon as possible. Collect feedback, implement that feedback. So that feedback loop is extremely important. And then, for example, I like to give this as an example, the articulator. I started working on virtual articulation when I was entirely new in the dental industry. And I didn't even know what an articulator was.
Right.
So a customer brought me an articulator, and I looked at it with the eyes of an engineer, and I thought, this is a mechanical device. It has hinges that can be adjusted. I can simulate that. At the time, I didn't have to understand why it does what it does. I just simulate the physical device, since the physical device
so you saw how it worked, and you made that
exactly,
virtually.
Exactly.
You didn't understand why it worked.
And ultimately, I mean, the articulator, the physical articulator, is a simulation of the patient. So the virtual articulator, in a way, you could say, is a simulation of a simulation. And then
that's a great point.
And then actually the next step we thought would make sense would be, why not get rid of the simulation and use the actual patient jaw movement for the design.
Yeah.
So we started working with companies like Cavo, who had the Arcostigma device already back then, and Zebras and others, to basically get jaw motion data, real patient jaw motion data into the software. And that's one of these examples where we were maybe a bit too early on the market. We offered that, and
nobody wanted it.
People
Nobody
were
knew
looking
how to
at
do
it, and they
what the heck do we do with
what
that?
is that? And now we have a lot of traction with that module that was originally, the first version was developed well over a decade ago.
I don't know a lot about making programs, but you always hear about code and writing lots of code. Was that you writing this code of how this program worked? And
I did write a lot of code in the early years.
Days, yeah.
And obviously not nearly as much as Mike, our CTO. His
the
code
coder.
writing was on another level, but still I did write in the early years substantial parts.
Is that
of the
original
software.
code still in the program today, do you think?
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Wow,
I bet
that's
you
kind of neat. You know, it'd be fun
yeah.
to have at a show like this is the very first original exocad, so people can play with it. That was 15
and go,
years ago.
oh my God.
Wouldn't that be
That's
crazy?
That's actually a cool idea.
Isn't it?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, like you have these arcade stations. There could be a retro arcade station.
Yeah.
Where you
The
could
very
use
first,
the
and people would be like, I
from
can't
2010.
believe we used to do it this way.
Yeah.
So, and Elvis and I talked to so many designers, and by far, they all love exocad. And they love the fact that it's so easy to use, and everything that they need is there. How do you keep evolving with the new software and the new ideas, taking a picture of the patient talking and then being able to put that? I mean, it's just brilliant to me.
Well, I mean, we listen to the customers and see what challenges they are facing. So, for example, if we look at smile design,
that's what I do, by the way. I'm a ceramist, so that's my
you
jam.
know all about how hard it is to visualize things ahead of the treatment. So when we started the Smile Design project, we took a different approach than most others. When we started that, Smile Design was still being done in Keynote in 2D.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we said, hey, we have to bring 3D into this. And we did. So we combined the 2D photos and made a 2D, 3D approach.
Yep.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that proved to be successful. The challenge is if you combine a 3D rendering with a 2D photo, you don't get the photorealism you aim for. And now we've solved this problem with AI-based image generation. So you can do a 3D setup as a technician exactly the way you want it. You have all the 3D tools you need to design even ahead of the treatment something that you expect to work as a final restoration. And then you use this 3D data to generate photorealistic 2D image using AI. And that's, I mean, the results, I find them spectacular.
Oh, they're
but what's even more emotionally
good.
engaging is if you apply that to a video. So that's a new functionality.
That's super
cool. You can upload a video into the exocad software, and it gets processed in the cloud. A video of the patient before the treatment, of course, and that 3D smile design that you create gets applied to the video, and you get a remarkably realistic.
It's nuts. I mean, we were watching it on here next to us all week, and it's just amazing. I can't imagine what that does for a patient.
Yeah, it's all about emotional engagement.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're looking at themselves talking with their brand new smile, and they're like totally in. I can see where the clinician loves that as well, because they're automatically showing the patient the result.
Yeah, I mean,
the patient saying, "Heck yeah, I'm in."
Yeah. I mean, as a lab, you have to engage the clinician and you have to engage the patient. That's the thing. Yeah.
Talk about the early growth of exocad, because I mean, when you started, it was here, right?
Really?
Now it's
Here,
Germany.
Germany. Okay, gotcha.
Now it's global.
Yep.
Was that hard? Did it take a while? I mean,
was that hard?
Sorry. Maybe
yes.
Yeah, it really was hard.
But right now it just seems like, it's there and it's everywhere to the people that see it now.
I mean, we spent over 15 years getting there, and I remember my first IDS was 2007, and I was still at Fraunhofer, and we had a prototype of our platform, the DentalCAD platform. Obviously, we didn't have a booth, so I was actually walking around with a laptop, and whenever I saw a booth of a company that had something to do with CAD/CAM, like they had a milling machine or they had a scanner, I went there and said, hey, can I interest you in a demo of our software? And that's how we got some of the first customers.
Were people interested, or were they like, ugh, here comes another guy?
Oh,
really?
there weren't that many other guys back then.
Oh,
I don't think so.
There was huge demand, and of course, what was particularly popular with our offering was that it's open, and that has always been our philosophy.
That's always what we heard as well.
So
especially in an industry that's so locked down. I mean,
and you always felt freely about that. That was never a question for you. You just wanted to be open.
Well, I mean, I've always been a firm believer in open platforms, open systems.
Yeah.
If you look at different industries, as the industries evolve, you have standardization on one side, but then you also have more openness. Look at cell phones. Maybe 20 years ago, every cell phone manufacturer had their own operating system. And if you look at cell phones today, I mean, most of the market is Android. It's an open platform. It's the most of course, the closed systems continue to exist. There's nothing wrong with that. That's also something we offer. If one of our partners has a business model that requires a closed system, we'll be happy to provide that.
Interesting.
But I think the big chunk of the market, especially as the market matures, is open CAD/CAM systems.
Who chose purple?
Actually, that's the.
Was that marketing, or was that you guys?
No, there was no marketing at the time. Like we were three people when we started the company. So Mike and me, the two founders, we were both. Well, I'm an engineer. Mike is a mathematician, and then we had a computer scientist, our first employee, who's also still with the company.
When did you bring in somebody that knows about teeth?
Much later. So, but ultimately, purple was the favorite color of my girlfriend back then. Now wife.
That's genius.
Oh, nice.
Really?
That's great.
So she's like, "You're welcome," because we see purple
it's
everywhere.
Iconic.
That's your imprint. Also, I mean, color is artistic.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's purple. That was a great question.
So, did you ever think this little program you're coding back 15 years ago was going to be
what it is today?
Well, I saw that we had potential, and I saw that we were delivering something that the industry and the partners needed, but I didn't expect it to get to that scale. So that's really something that has continued to amaze me over the years. But I mean, it was a lot of hard work. Like we had to.
Oh yeah, we're not doubting that.
So you just keep staying above the curve, though, especially with this newest version. So you just use the feedback and think about what's the next thing that I need to do to get better.
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep innovating. That is really in the tech industry. You always have to stay on track and keep innovating.
How involved are you with the actual software still today? Are you
a lot.
Really?
So
that's great.
I no longer write code. But I am heavily involved with the development, specifically the UI UX design, and that's actually the part of my job that.
The what design? The
user interface. User interface, user experience. User interface, user experience. That's the part of my job that I particularly like. I like many aspects, but that's really my passion, the product, the software, and putting yourself in the mind of the user, listening to the users, and then understanding what the real problem is that needs solving. I just like that.
That's cool. Is there any country you're not in?
Well, I mean, there are sanctioned countries.
That won't allow. But most other ones you're in?
Yeah, that we're in.
What's your biggest country that you're in?
Still Germany.
Really?
Wow, really?
And I think it comes down to the number of labs.
Okay.
So in the German lab market is dominated by small and medium-sized labs. So there's more dental labs in Germany than in the U.S. And,
really?
It's surprising.
But we have states bigger than Germany.
And it's true. And the same is true for Italy, by the way. So since we typically sell by license, if it's a one-man lab, one person,
they need one license.
They need one license, even if they just use it for half an hour a day. And that's the same license that in a large U.S. lab would be used by a full-time CAD designer who uses it 8 hours a day. So that's why in terms of numbers of licenses in the market, Germany is still number one, but U.S. is catching up rapidly.
Are they? It's growing a lot in the U.S.
But talk to me about the German labs. So they're smaller? They're more one-man, two-man labs?
Well,
and there's more
maybe a bit more than that, but the general size, the average size of the labs is much smaller than in the U.S. And it's less industrialized in the sense that you have more boutique labs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but that just surprises me that there's so many more licenses in Germany than the U.S. So I just think that's
was that always
phenomenal.
your plan to sell like licenses through distributors, or why was that?
Well, because the distributors are closer to the end users. Than we are.
You would need a whole other department.
And I think a key is integration. We've proven to the industry that being open and offering a very smooth integration with third-party hardware are not contradictions. So, and our partners, our distributors are doing a fantastic job integrating our product with their equipment or their solutions to create really a comprehensive, well-integrated system. And that's something where we really rely on distributors, and I think that is a very good approach for the market.
Yeah, because you allow the distributors to be part of the training.
I was going to ask about training.
There's less you have to do, but I know exocad yourselves, you do trainings too.
We do trainings.
So
trainings are available. Some people just say, hey, I want to learn from exocad directly. And there's nothing wrong with that. So we on our web shop you can book a training. For example, a Q&A. You have trainings on particular topics. But what I particularly recommend is the Q&A session. A lot of the users who book a training, they don't start at zero. They've used the software a bit. They've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and with that approach, they can book a Q&A session with one of our trainers, and then basically pick the brain of the trainer specifically about the workflows or topics that are the most relevant to them.
So basically, anything they want to know, it's not a standardized training. They can just ask any question.
They might not get an answer to every question.
Well, sure.
We try our best to answer.
Are these the trainers we see here?
I think we're surrounded by them.
Absolutely,
And there's just all kinds of people picking their brains and going through the software, and I've been watching them just walk technicians through it and show them how to use it and the different features and the newer features, and it's awesome.
Can you design a tooth?
I can design a tooth.
But
I don't think I ever designed anything that went into a patient's mouth.
All right.
Would you like
That's
to?
fair.
Or is that not
I'm
even
not
a
even
design?
sure if I have a license to do that. Well, I don't know. If I need a crown, maybe I would try to design it myself.
There you go.
And then have it reviewed by a technician, of course.
That's how I design. I do it and then let someone else look at it.
Let somebody look at it and say yes or no.
If I need a crown myself, I would probably have the design suggestion generated by our AI.
Oh, there you go. And then tweak it.
And then just look at it and decide if it even needs tweaking. And
So where is the exocad headquarters exactly?
It's in Darmstadt. That's a city that's very close to Frankfurt, part of the Rhine-Main metropolitan area. So we're 20 minutes from the Frankfurt airport, which is convenient. I mean, that's
super
one of the major airports in Europe, so you can get direct flights to
And all your coders and engineers are there.
Most of them. We have, for example, the partial CAD software is developed in the U.S. But the
Why?
rest for historic reasons. So
love that.
we bought many years ago the dental part of what was the Sensible platform. Maybe some
Sensible.
some
That
of
sounds familiar.
those who have been in the industry for a long time remember the haptic device.
Yeah.
So we acquired the dental software part, and that voxel-based technology is very suitable for designing partials.
Interesting.
Wow. I keep forgetting how many things that you can do. But based in the U.S., that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Have you acquired other companies to help build exocad, or is that unique?
Well, we acquired the assets back then, the platform, and that was the only time
nice.
we did that.
And that's the only way you could get partials working on it, huh?
Yeah, I just like the technology for partials. Partials are, when it comes to the technology you need to make it really good, the requirements are different. Than for example, let's say a bar where you have more geometric shapes.
Yeah.
And
well,
I mean,
it's not fixed. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's different. It's laid on rather than. I don't know. I'm talking.
Yeah, and I mean, our mission is that basically we want to provide the tools to allow you to design ideally everything in software that you could make in Vox.
Yeah.
And that voxel-based technology that we employ in the partial CAD software is really good for that.
Is there anything you can't do with exocad that you wanted to do?
We are now showing for the first time is that other features for design of hybrid dentures, where you basically start from the anatomic design full contour, for example, for an all-on-X case, and then afterwards you split that split that into a part that will be produced in metal and a part that will be produced in zirconia or resin.
So one goes this way and one goes that way? Like you split that software, meaning you can split the files? I guess I don't know. I don't understand.
You're splitting an anatomic design. So that's the general idea, splitting it. Often you have these very geometric shapes simply because they're easier to design from a CAD perspective, but it's not necessarily the optimal solution. You don't need a geometric shape to solve the problem. In the contrary, if you're starting from an organic shape, and you have all the minimum thickness requirements for the different materials, you may end up with a shape that looks organic but still solves the problem.
Yeah.
So in the past, people were doing the full contour bridge design in exocad software and then using third-party tools to split it up. And that was a very convoluted workflow. Lots of clicks. And we make it really easy and convenient now.
That's the way it should be. Yeah, you shouldn't have to go out and come back in.
That's something we show for the first time here. It's not available on the market yet. But
is that over here? Because I was thinking I was watching it over there, that there was a bar underneath there.
I think that's the demo we're seeing there.
Yeah, that's pretty exceptional. Yep. I have the prime seat to see that software, and I keep catching my eye. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Especially for inviting us to Germany.
Thank you for coming.
This is a dream come true to
Barb
and I.
It really is. We've been talking about this for 7 years.
7
about
years.
How wonderful this is going to be. And it's blown our minds in many, many ways. So thank you for that.
And I know a lot of your success is the people you've surrounded yourself with.
Yeah, no doubt.
You have some amazing people here.
Yeah.
Super great.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, Tillmann, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
Best of luck to you.
To you too. Have a great day.
Oh, a huge thanks to Björn and Tillmann for taking the time out. And you guys were busy to come on our podcast and tell us about 2 game-changing companies in dental. Bad bites do suck, but that is a quote. That's not my quote. And Björn is doing a great job of fixing a known problem that has existed long before digital. Tooth wear does not lie. Head over to bite-finder.com to learn more and also to try it free for 2 weeks. I'll guarantee you it'll be a game changer.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you do it?
I know.
Yeah, sure.
You could easily drop your remakes with a click of a button. And a big, huge thanks to the team at exocad to make sure that Tillmann found some time to sit down and tell us a great story. We heard more stories that were unbelievable from, who was the other guy we talked to that sat down and talked to us about their very first IDS where they were just exhausted and they were sitting.
Oh, that's That's Larry.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. So, but thanks to Tillmann, he found some time to sit down and tell us the story of the best designed software in the industry. While it might have started with a bunch of non-dental computer coders, which is super crazy, they certainly surrounded themselves with the best of the best in the industry, and they've made it pretty much the best. So go find them. It's amazing to see how far he and his team has taken exocad in literally 15 short years. Can you imagine what another 15 is going to do? I know you can, Elvis, because you'll still be around. Not
Are you not going to be around in 15 years?
Yes, I will be.
Don't scare me like that, Barb.
Okay.
All right, everybody. That's all we got for you. And, of course, we'll talk to you next week.
Have a great one.
Bye.
Björn Zäuner.
Steinbrecher. God damn it.
Björn.
The views and opinions expressed on the Voices from the Bench podcast are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host or Voices from the Bench, LLC.